Start.
Right? Let's see this. We're gonna bat it. Yes. Alright, go. 5 minutes, right?
So I've got Faisal Khan of the Comets here. Faisal, you've won the toss. What are you going to do?
We're gonna bat first, and it's getting a little bit. I mean, it's the way it's starting. We're basically planning to post a decent total over here, and then try to defend.
I mean, what do you think that decent total is really going to be?
Well, we've been wrong a couple of times, so I'm thinking anywhere between like 160 and 180 would be. Of course, we're gonna target for more, but this is at least we're expecting that somewhere around.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
And now the captain of the Virginia Warriors, Siva, and they're up already.
Thanks.
So Siva, hard luck at the toss. You're bowling first. You happy with that, or would you want to do that?
Definitely we want to, it's a final pressure game, we want to bat first, but nevertheless, we're prepared for the bowling as well.
And what do you think is going to be a good chaseable total here?
I think if you restrict, like, the Comets is a good batting depth, so if you restrict them 150, 160, I think with the lineup that we have, we should be able to comfortably chase. So it all depends how we bowl our line, keep the runs less.
Thank you and good luck for the game.
But thank you.
So the Comets Cricket Club, they've won the toss here in the grand finale and they're going to bat first. Welcome everyone to the finals of the DCL FAIRFAX T20 Cup. Two sides making it to the finals, the Comets Cricket Club and the VA Warriors, both undefeated in this tournament. And we have a great game on our hands here in Oakton, Virginia, the Oakmar Rec Center. And Comets winning the toss, deciding to bat first here in this big finals. And you can see both their openers out in the middle. Rosi Islam, the man on strike, Faisal Khan at the non-striker's end. And the young Sean Matthias about to run in for the first delivery of the grand finale. Here we go. Oh, and that's short, cut away. Over the infield, and that'll be runs first up the boundary to start off for Rosi Islam. And with that, the Comets, they're up and running. Short, wide, and Rosi Islam, a freebie you could say first up. Just cuts it away. Couple of bounces into the ropes. So Rosi Islam and the Comets starting off with a boundary. He's got his line right, he wants to keep it in that outside off area, especially with that deep point out. He may just want to pull his, go a bit fuller with his length. And there he goes, it's full, almost carrying to the man at mid-off. Going full there on the pads. Angling it back in. It's just guided past backward point. Pick up a couple of runs quite comfortably for it. that good length area is Sean. That 4th, 5th stump line. That's about the area he'll want to aim. Let's just play towards that covers region. Having a look at the field, just the 2 men allowed outside the 30-yard ring, and you've got a deep point and a cow corner. The 2 men outside. The 2 main deliveries Sean's looking to bowl here is the one fuller on the pads, which we've seen twice now in the last 4 deliveries. And then that one just a bit good length, back of a good length there in that 4th, 5th stump line, and he's got the 2 fielders out back. Just driven towards that covers region. Final ball of the first over coming up. Sean's come back really well after that boundary off the first one. Just conceded the 2 runs in the next 4 deliveries. Still a good over even with the boundary, just a 6 coming from it with 1 delivery remaining. Now just a couple of changes being made in the field here. Mid-off has been pushed back to long off. And deep point is coming in to come inside the ring to point. So interesting to see. I think Shawnee will look to go fuller, entice Rossi into that lofted shot over long off. Oh, and this time just past point, that one. Keeps it on a good length, that 4th stump line, and with that, the end of the first over. 8 coming from it, and Comets, they're 8 for no loss. Now just a special shout out to some of our sponsors here for the DCL tournament. Icon Realty, AI Building Solutions, Anis Driving School, Fairway Supermarket, Deluxe Fashion Mart, GTS Executive Sedan, and Red Zod Sports. Thank you for sponsoring cricket here in the DC metro area, making tournaments and games like these possible. DCL Fairfax T20 Cup going on at the moment. See the other opening bowler for the VA Warriors will be Omar Abdul Rahim Zai. He'll be bowling into Faisal Khan, the captain of this Comet side. This pair actually out in the middle, Faisal Khan, Rosi Islam, quite the experience they've got. Now Omar just wanting to make a couple of changes to his field. Talks with the captain Siva there to see what he wants to do in this field. Faisal on strike to face his first delivery of the finals. Hasn't been in the best of form in this tournament. Definitely a class player. We've seen that on so many occasions. Runs in for his first delivery. A bit short, just cut away towards a short point. Will just be the dot to start the over off. Having a look at this field, you've got a deep backward point and a long off the 2 men outside. So clearly that plan to bowl outside the off stump for Omar. It's a 6-3 field, 6 fielders on the offside, just the 3 on the leg side. We've got a mid-on, a mid-wicket, and a square leg. This time, that one swinging away quite a bit, signaled a wide by the umpires. Faisal looked to drive through that. That was quite some swing on offer there from Omar. windy out here in Oakton. Oh, and that's another excellent delivery there. Once again, the away swinger. And Faisal Khan trying to drive that one through, but Omar is getting some really good swing here, making it tough. Faisal Khan to play these. Swinging quite a bit for him here. First up. Delivery. So Faisal Khan yet to get off the mark. He's faced 3 deliveries. In this Comet side, they really do bat deep. Got an experience-filled side as Omar comes in for his 4th delivery. Which is just played towards mid-wicket. This one going on the pads, and with that Faisal Khan running across, gets off the mark. Fuller, more towards the pads, Omar. Just working that away, it was Faisal, but now it's Rosi Islam on strike. Oh, and tries to cut that one away, won't get bat on it. Omar is a really experienced bowler. He's played quite a bit of cricket here at this field as well. One delivery now remains in this Omar over, and it will be Rosi Islam to face it. Oh, and that's gone up in the air, over mid-on, straight down the ground in fact, and that'll run away to the boundary. Will that be a boundary? Is that just a couple of runs? We'll have to wait for the umpire's call. I think it will just be the 2. So just a couple of runs. Juice doing well there at long off, running to his right, and with that, the end of the second over. Comets, 12 for no loss. Over of the game coming up. That one a slower delivery to Faisal Khan. It's a bit loopy there to start off. Sean, who is given his second over, his first one went for 8. On the pads, uphill. Seem to be missing the off stump there. Height also a question. Did move across a bit at Faisal Khan, so I think that was missing the off stump. But nonetheless, a really good delivery from Sean. Leg bias called by the umpire. And that gets the hard-hitting Rosi Islam on the strike, who's been in quite the form in recent history. As Matthias now runs in. Just defended back towards the bowler. Now. Oh, and that's gone up in the air over mid-on and sails well over the boundary, the first maximum of the finals, and it's come off an excellent shot off the batter Rosie Islam. Matthias there going a bit full right in his arc, and Rosie Islam saw mid-on inside the ring and backed himself to clear that boundary exactly. Does exactly that. Matthias now under some pressure. We'll see what he's got. Oh, and this time over the offside, more runs. And this time I think that's one bounce into the ropes. That's what the umpire signaled, so a maximum follows it up with a boundary. And Rosie Islam here making full use of the power play. Once again Matthias going a bit full. And once again Rosie Islam hitting him over the infield for a boundary. He's got a long off and a cow corner, the two men outside the ring. Rosie Islam is really manoeuvring this field well, placing the ball well. Races off to 20 from just 11 deliveries. Sean now, what's he got? Final ball of his second coming up as he races in. Oh, and that's much better, a bit quicker. Pulls his length back a bit as well and just guided to third man for the single. With that, the end of 3 overs. Comets 24 for no loss. Swing and a miss to start off, an excellent delivery. Rosie trying to clear that straight boundary once again. And away swing Omar's getting, really making it tough for the batsman. Try and cut it away. Bit of extra bounce than Rosie Islam expected. There you can see it is getting a bit windy out here. The finals. As Omar comes in. Oh, and that's a top edge. It's gone up in the air. Man coming around. And the catch is taken. So with that, the first wicket falls. And Rosie Islam has to go after a couple of really good looking shots. Omar has struck a well-deserved wicket for him, who's been bowling so well. And with that, Rosie Islam has to walk off. Bit of extra bounce. We saw that on the previous delivery. Bit of extra bounce for him once again here, and this time he has to walk off, going in short once again Omar, and that top edge straight into the hands of third man. So Rosie Islam gone for a really well played 21, and now coming out in place of him is a very experienced player, experience replacing experience, and Dalal Zia walks out, joining Faisal Khan out in the middle. Lalzia now will be the man on strike as the two batsmen didn't cross. So he'll be facing his first delivery here. He's also had a couple of good knocks under his belt in this tournament. That one just a single taken. Now, oh, and this one down the leg side, a good take by Van Tool behind the stumps, but a wide signal by the umpire. Oh, and an excellent delivery once again. They're appealing for that. Definitely didn't hear something. Once again, fishing for it, Faisal Khan. And Omari's really made it tough for those deliveries, coming in outside off. Many times I've seen batsmen trying to fish for that. Faisal especially here, who's faced a lot of this Omar bowling till now. And Rosi Islam at the other end. Got a bit troubled by the extra bounce that Omar's been getting today. Both those, the swing, the extra bounce, put all that together. And he's been bowling really well with that. The end of 4 overs, Comets 26 for 1. Oh, and this time appeal. Oh, not out, says the umpire though. Yeah, there was a sound, but I think that was just off the pad. Sean Matthias here continuing. His first two went for 19. Tad bit expensive, you could say, but he has bowled some good deliveries here. This one getting the pad of the Lalzia. He's faced 2 deliveries. Gotten a single from it till now. And this time appeal once again. That one did seem to be going down leg. We'll wait for the inside edge. Yep, there was an inside edge on that as the umpire remains unmoved. So the single taken, now getting Faisal Khan on strike. This time, swinging for that across the line. And quite the bounce we got there. Matthias was easily, you could add another bat there between the bat and the ball. So Sean getting some extra bounce here, and I think we've seen that today from both him and Omar. Time getting some away swing. He's angling in initially, but swing there, and Faisal Khan continues to struggle a bit out here in these swinging conditions. free hit now coming up. Just pulling out there. Free hit ball now coming up to Faisal Khan. Oh, and that's short. It's hit away over mid-on. Running away to the boundary. It'll get there in the end, so the free hit. And with that, Faisal Khan picks up a boundary, and could that be the shot there? At times we've seen that one shot, that one delivery, which really gets the batsman going. Could that be it for Faisal? He struggled a bit today, but that was a good looking shot. Over mid-on. Oh, this time it down the ground. Long off is there though, so they'll just pick up the single. One delivery now remaining in this Sean Matthias over. It's gone for 7 till now. Final ball of Sean's third coming up, and just some changes being made in the field. Mid-wicket is being pushed back to deep mid-wicket. And it appears that deep covers has been brought in. Nothing short there on the pads. Away, and they'll race through for that single. So with that, the end of 5 overs. First bowling change now. Junaid Nadir introduced into the attack. This time just hooked away towards that square leg region. They'll pick up a single for it. That gets Faisal Khan back on to strike. The captain, who's faced a dozen deliveries, scored half a dozen runs. Final over of the power play this. And that's another good delivery, just defended right back. Going at just over 6 and over in this power play here. The Comets have lost a wicket. That of Rosi Islam was looking really good. There, just a swing and a miss. Once again, a bit extra bounce we're seeing Junaid Nadir get. And we've seen that at this ground at times, that there is that variable bounce to say. Let's hit our way out to the man in the deep. This one is driven towards that short covers region. And that'll just be the dot to finish to the end of the power play. And after those 6 overs, Comets 37 for 1. Away towards deep mid-wicket outside the power play, and immediately VA Warriors have turned to spin as Arshar is brought into the attack. Now we're talking about that extra bounce in the previous over, which we've seen at this ground. Some deliveries bouncing a bit too much, some saying a bit low. Oh, and that's a full toss and an excellent shot there, over long on towards deep mid-wicket rather. Up a couple of runs, but a low full toss. Faisal Khan really got underneath that, not getting the distance on that occasion to power it over that boundary in the deep. Will nonetheless pick up a couple of runs, getting that back to that point, that variable bounce we've seen, and that's because this is a new pitch. And Faisal Khan, the captain of this Comet side, who's played so much cricket here at this ground for many years now, talked about that. Now this is a new pitch, and so with that, the bounce will be variable because there were a lot of renovations done here at this ground last year, including this new pitch amongst many other things. And that'll just go to a couple of bounces towards long on. Lights.
I think the lights.
That's Fuller just driven away towards long off, picking up another single. Faisal Khan. It's been a good over. 5 runs from it till now with 2 deliveries remaining. Oh, and another really good delivery. Going in for that slog sweep was Faisal. That one just going right through him, right by off stump. Aurora, the bowler. 1 delivery now remaining. And just not getting his run up right there for this final ball of his first over. He's just gone for a couple of singles and a 2. Final ball of the 7th now. It's cut away towards deep covers. With that, they'll take a single, so Faisal Khan will retain strike, and after 7, Comets are 43 for 1. Nadir here continuing his first went for 3, which was the final one of the power play. This one angling in quite a bit. Going for that lofted shot over long on. Faisal, but just not able to connect on it. This time on the pads, appeal. Not out, says the umpire. On leg buys. Yeah, it has been given leg buys. That was hit him full on the pads, but I think that was angling down the leg side. Leg side. Good take from Manto. Junaid, he has really bowled well in this over. He's gone full on the pads, that leg stump line. This time going outside off. That covers region. And that's gone up in the air. For a vacant point region, there's a deep point out there. Covers rather early. That one just going on a couple of bounces to him. Now for this final delivery of the 8th over, deep third man's been brought inside the ring. Deep mid wicket's been pushed back. So plan to go on the pads, I think, in that one. Tried to guide that away, and will come through for the single with that. The end of 8 overs. Comets 47 for 1. Aurora now. His first went for 6. This one guided away towards point by Talalzia. That'll get Faisal on to strike, who's moved up to 13 himself. And that's gone up in the air. There's a man just over him though, at point, inside the ring. They'll come back for a couple of runs. Faisal Khan trying to go over that long off covers region. But he didn't have full control over that. Sliced it really, and just over that point fielder, so a bit lucky you could say, but with that the 50 coming up for the Comets comes in the 9th over, exactly 6 and over they're going at. Oh, and that's gone down the ground, long on's there, long off. Oh, almost diving attempt, but not able to hold on in the end. Oh, and this time it's gone up in the air. Past third man. We'll wait for the umpires. All on the boundary. It will be signaled 4 runs. It's a bit of an outside edge once again, but picking up a boundary for it this time. Oh, and that's pulled away. There are 2 fielders out in the deep as long on comes around to it. And they'll just take the single, so giving Talalzi a strike for that final delivery. Off this over.
Always spin, okay? Always spin away.
Oh, and that's pulled away. And the catch taken. So with that, the 2nd wicket now falling, and it's Talalzia who has to go. The final ball of the 9th over, and Aurora has struck. Going a bit short, and Talalzia backing himself to clear that boundary out in the deep, but ends up hitting it straight to that man at a square leg, deep square leg rather, and so he'll have to walk off. Now departing, and appears to be Anis Rahman joining Faisal Khan out in the middle. 2 highly experienced players as the wind is really starting to pick up here. Now another bowling change we see as Junaid Nadir is replaced by another spinner, so Aurora, while he was a bit expensive in that last over, did end up picking a wicket, so good finish for him there. And now they've brought in spin from the other end as well, so it's going to be juicy. Brought into the attack. He's done quite well with both bat and ball in this tournament. Leading run scorer, and we'll see him with the bat in the 2nd innings later. He'll have a crucial role to play as this one's hit on the pads. Oh, first up there, causing some problems for Faisal. He's angling it across from the batsman. We've seen that We've seen that he's done that so many times in this tournament as Juicy angles it across the batsman. Oh, and that's pulled away. There is a man out in the deep. So just keeping it to the single there. That one a bit short. Coming back into him as well. And that's it straight to short point. Chance, no. Faisal, he was down halfway down the pitch looking for that quick single. Denied by Anis though. This time just pulling out there. Oh, and that's it down the ground. There's a man out in the deep. Chance. And the catch is taken. So Anis Rahman will have to go for a duck. And all of a sudden, Comets have lost another wicket. They say one brings two. And VA Warriors in the space of 5 deliveries have picked up both the Lalzi and Anis Rahman, 2 crucial wickets. There you can see Anis walking back. Replacing him now out in the middle will be Wahab Syed. Juicy now picking up a wicket. Out of Anis Rahman as Wahab Syed walks out to the middle. He's batted in all sorts of positions, opening the batting, coming in the middle order as he does now, finishing the innings as well. That one's pulled away. And a couple of bounces over the ropes. So an excellent shot there by Faisal Khan as the 2 batsmen did cross. That one once again, Juicy going a bit short. And Juicy, we have a look at that was the 7th wicket he's picked up in this tournament, which puts him in 4th place as far as the leading wicket takers are concerned. 1 more and he'll be tied for 3rd. 2 more and tied for 1st. So that one's hit away out to deep square leg. Just come through for that single with that. Faisal Khan retaining strike, and after 10 at the halfway mark, Comets 63 for 3. bowling change now. Arsh Arora taken off and Umair Khan has been introduced into the attack. His first one going full hit out towards deep mid wicket. And they'll pick up a single for that. It's the left-handed Wahab side on strike. A right-left combination this, which can always trouble the fielding side. The bowlers having to adjust their lines. The fielders after every time strike is changed, they have to keep switching the field up. Right arm over the wicket to the left hand, angling it across. Who gets an outside edge off that low full toss there. Missing his Yorker is Umair, but not too costly for him. As with that single, Faisal comes back on to strike. Who's played a good hand here, 29 from 32. When wickets have been falling at the other end. This time a swing and a miss signalled a wide by the umpire. He'll have to do some arm exercises. Not sure he'd really like to take his arms out of his pockets in the cold out here. But he'll certainly have to if that ball is outside the tram line. Oh, and once again, this one staying a bit low. I think that was the slower delivery from Umair. Well disguised. That one's hit down the ground. There's two men coming around, but it doesn't matter because that one will sail over both their heads. And now Faisal Khan picking up a maximum. He's looking really good out in the middle, finding some form finally. And what better time than the grand finale? Moves on to 35 with that 6. 34 deliveries. So that strike rate now crossing 100 for him. And this time it's a down the ground once again. On a couple of bounces towards long on. So he'll just pick up the single. Gives Wahab side the strike for that final delivery. That one hit away towards point. Pick up a couple of runs on that, really well run, and with that, the end of 11 overs, Comets 75 for 3. Juicy now, continuing his first 1 for 6. Picked up the wicket of Anis Rahman. Now into Faisal Khan, who just taps that away towards short mid-wicket. Runs through quickly for the single. And once again, turning those dots into singles. There's a short mid-wicket in place, hit straight to him, but yet able to pick up that single. And quite comfortably, you could say, in the end, as they sprinted across. Coming in around the wicket to the left-hander. or over the wicket that be, right arm over. As Juicy is one of the players who bats left-handed but bowls right-handed, ambidextrous in that sense, you could say. Let's cut away towards point. Picking up another single, so we haven't really seen the acceleration from the Comets, and I think that's because we initially saw it from Rosie Islam, but then he got out, and then as the partnership was starting to build, a couple more wickets fell, and now this partnership starting to build here. Faisal Khan, Wahab Syed, trying to get them through that 15th, 16th over mark, set a good platform for the death overs. This time, beating everyone, the batsman, the keeper. As they run across for that single. Appears to have been an inside edge on that. Hence deceiving the keeper in the end. Faisal Khan was looking to hit it straight down the ground. Hit it in the exact opposite direction. 2 deliveries now remaining in this 12th. Wahab Syed comes on to strike. Just drives that through past short covers. Quite comfortably picking up that single, walking across for in the end.
There's nothing good. It is a lot. For fool like me.
Oh, and this one past the gap there. Just coming through for another single. With at the end of the over and after 12, Comets are 80 for 3. Out to the man in the deep. Oh, that's a top edge up in the air. Falls in no man's land. Throw comes in as they comfortably come back for a couple of runs. It's Sharora here, brought back, 1 for 16 in his first 2. Oh, and that's a full toss, swept away and into the boundary. So picks up 4 more runs, does Wahab Syed. I think that's his first boundary of this finals here. He's been in quite good touch throughout this tournament and continuing that here now in the big game for the Comets. just pulling out there, the bowler. 3 deliveries. He's bowled 3, he's got left in his third. Oh, now the batsman pulling out. Some mind games to say.
Hey, what's wrong, man? You scared? You scared? Batsman scared?
Oh, and he scooped that over the top through a vacant fine leg region and running away into the boundary for 4. Wahab side, we've seen him play that shot on so many occasions in this tournament. Pulling it off well there. Stepped across onto the offside. Just kind of scooping it through. There's no one there. Fine leg, deep fine leg. So that shot was always on for Wahab side. Now you can see a man's been put there at fine leg. So he'll just look to guide that towards third man, a bit of an inside edge. See this over, it's gone for 12 till now with 1 delivery remaining, so it's been a good one for the Comets. And Faisal's now on to strike, who's into the 40s. He's on 40 from 39 deliveries. That's gone up in the air. There's a man coming around underneath it, but it ends up going over him. So both arms are off for the umpire. And Faisal Khan moves up to 46 now. An excellent shot from him once again, as we've seen all evening. With that 46 from 43 boundaries, his second maximum now. With that, the end of Arsh Arora's over. It was an expensive one. Going for 18, and after 13, Comets are 98 for 3. This time, just flicked away through fine leg. Arora chasing after that one. Restricting it to a couple of runs. With that, the Comets, they'll move up to 100 on the board now, into triple digits. Bringing it up off the first ball of the 14th over. Fine leg moved back to deep fine leg. Got a deep square leg in place as well. And this time outside off on the bounce to third man. As they come through for that single, which gets Faisal Khan on to strike, who's 1 hit away from his milestone. 46 off 40. He's played an excellent hand here. And that's a top edge, flies over third man and into the boundary for 4. So with that, Faisal Khan now gets to his half century off just 41 deliveries. And there we go, raises the bat. He's been out of form for some time, and what a way to get it back. In the finals here, leading his side. 50 from 41 deliveries, 4 boundaries, 2 maximums. And leading from the front here in the finals as his side looks to get a big score on the board. Struggled a bit early on, but after that, our initial few deliveries, once he got settled in, there was no stopping him out here. This time, just a bit of extra bounce than he expected. Omar here bowled 2 in the power play. This was the battle, Omar versus Faisal Khan. In the power play, it was very much Omar on top, but now you can start to see Faisal Khan looking to the shots. That last one beat him for the bounce there, and the one before that, which raced to the boundary, was an outside edge. This one off the middle, but straight to the man. So with that, Faisal Khan will have to go 50 and out for him. But nonetheless, he has played an excellent innings for his side. He's got them through the 14th over, came out, opened the innings, was there with Rosie at the other end, who started hitting in the power play, and then after that, partnerships with different players, Talal Zia, Hassan Rashad, the Wahab side, and walks back to the applause of his teammates. Now walking out to the middle, joining Wahab side for these final 6 overs will be Hassan Rashad, who of course is very destructive, as we all know. Both these players quite versatile. They've opened the innings, played in the middle overs, and they're excellent finishers as well. Just having a look at Hassan Rashad, he's got the most 6s in this tournament, 13 in fact. 174 runs, he's gotten out just once, and a strike rate of 187. He's also got the high score in the tournament, 142. What an innings that was when he opened the batting. And he'll be on strike now. Hassan Rashad, Wahab side. This partnership is crucial for the Comets to see where they can get to here in these final 6 overs. That's hit out towards third man. They'll come through for another one off overthrows. There's no one backing up there. And so a couple of runs. Hassan will get off the mark with that. And Comets after 14 are 174. Here now, a couple of dot balls to start this over off. This one's been driven towards that covers region. the leg side. Four dots in this 15th over. Junaid Nadir has done really well throughout today. It's the 6 runs he's conceded in 16 deliveries. Oh, and there another swing and a miss. Side really not able to get bat on it, and the ones he's middling, he's hitting them straight to the fielders here in this over. 5 dots now, on the verge of a maiden over. Here's Junaid, final ball of his third now. Oh, that's driven straight to short covers, and with that, a dot to finish off, and it's a maiden over from Junaid Nadir, the 15th in that. He's bowled really well, 3 overs for just 6 runs. And after 15, Comets are 107 for 4. Umar now 2 for 15 off his first 3, finishing off here. And that's gone up in the air. Past short mid wicket though. That's it straight back to the bowler. Not the toss. Faisal Khan, the captain, he said he wanted to get somewhere 160, 180, somewhere between there. 160, the lower of those scores, is still 52 runs away. And they've got 28 balls to do so. Oh, and that's an outside edge. Oh, and what a cake! What a catch behind the stumps from Chris Van Dul. And with that, Wahab side will have to go. One-handed first, tried to take it, juggling while diving, and that is one of the best catches you will see behind the stumps. The VI Warriors, they'll celebrate that. Omar picking up his 3rd wicket today. Then it's the big one on Wahab side to fall. Going back to that catch, that outside edge, dived to his left with that one hand, bounced out of the hand, and to take it with his other hand going down. That was quite the take from Chris Van Dul. And now joining Ahsan Rashad out in the middle will be Mohammad Behrouz. 5th wicket now falling for the Comet side. Really not looking in a good position here in the finals. time it on the pads, appeal. Not out, says the umpire though. Very close there. May just be missing the leg stump. It has been called a leg by. But I think that could have really been 50-50, gone either way. Benefit of the doubt though with the batsman on this occasion. Oh, and this time once again it on the pads, but an inside edge there. And so at the end of the 16th over, an excellent spell of bowling from Omar. 3 for 16 in his 4 overs. He's truly done really well here throughout this innings, and after 16, Comets are 109 for 5. Now Gurveer being introduced into the attack. His first one just driven away towards covers. And Gurveer seeing this. With 4 overs left in the innings, the final 4 into the death overs. Gurveer seeing now he'll be bowling to Hassan Rashad, who's the real danger man. Barrows can more than bat, but it's Rashad who can really take this game away here from the VA Warriors, who are well in control at the moment. 110 for 5, they've got the Comets too. There's one man to just go out there, 50 runs in the back 4. 50-55 runs, it will be Hassan Rashad. Final 4 overs, this is a player who can hit 2 of those for 20 plus. One steps down the track there. Signaled a wide by the umpire. So you'll have to re-bowl that, Will Gurveer. Having a look at this field they've got, the VA Warriors. They've got a deep third man, a deep covers, long off, long on. And those are the 4 fielders outside the ring. They're allowed 5, but they've opted for just the 4. Now steps across. And he's powered that away into the leg side boundary. An excellent shot there. Both arms once again rise for the umpire. And Hassan Rashad, quite the monstrous hit there from him. Wicket. Once again, we just saw a glimpse of what Hassan can do here in the death overs. The wind is really starting to pick up here in Oakton, Virginia. Yogma Rexena. Do stop by if you're in the area, because this game is turning out to be a really good one here, the finals. That's gone up in the air over the infield. Running away, there's a deep point in place, but it'll beat him. So now it's Mohammad Barrows' turn. He picks up a boundary. Just placing that one through the gap. Hassan at one end, who will absolutely power that ball out of the ground, and you've got Barrows at the other. Just squeezes it away, finding the gap. This over 13, it's already gone for. one delivery remaining. So the move to go to Gurveer being a bit expensive for the Warriors. Oh, and that's gone up in the air at top edge. Chris Van Dull underneath it and takes the catch. So with that, Barrows, a boundary and out for him, and Comets have lost their 6th wicket now. The final ball of this Gurveer over, which was turning out to be expensive, but in the end, he's picked up a wicket. And it's that of Mohammad Barrows. Quite certainly play that cameo towards the end, but not to be today. So with him gone, Comets now 122 for 6 at the end of 17. Juicy now brought back into the attack, 1 for 11 in his first 2. As that's cut away past point. Doesn't have the power to reach the boundary. The batsman comfortably picking up a couple of runs there. They've got 3 for that. That's really well run. With that Shoaib side off the mark as well. A new batsman joining Rashad out in the middle. So 17 deliveries now remain in this Comets innings. Oh, and that's it down the ground. Long on, running around to get to it. And he'll take the catch. Hassan Rashad has to go. That is a massive wicket for the VA Warriors. The hard-hitting Hassan, and he's gone for just 10 today. Oh, that's certainly gonna save a few runs for the VA Warriors here at the death. For the Comets, Hassan Rashad, he was the one man you'd want to back. Just get 35 here from the last 2-3 overs and get them to that 160 mark. But he's gone for just 10 today. Comets now 125 for 7 as Dilawar Khan joins Shoaib's side out in the middle. So 125 for 7 now, Comets. They wanted to get to 160 at the beginning of the game. 35 runs that still is, and they've got 16 balls with 2 new batsmen at the crease. VA Warriors, they'd really like to favour their odds of restricting the Comets to where they would have liked, that below that 150, 160 mark, as Siva said at the toss. Juicy now, right arm around the wicket, angling it across. As that one's nudged away to square leg, the keeper himself chasing after that. But comfortably coming back for a couple of runs of the 2 batsmen. It is Shoaib's side on strike as the 2 batsmen, they crossed when that ball was up in the air. Hassan's wicket. Time trying to cut that away, just beating them there. Juicy's got 2 more left in this over. This one just guided away really towards fine leg, and they come through for another single. Overthrows. No. There is a man backing up. So 1 delivery now remains in the 18th. And it'll be Dilawar Khan facing his first delivery of the game. And with that, the end of Juicy's over. A good one, just a 6 coming from it, and that big wicket of Ehsan Rashad. 2 for 17 his figures after 3. And after 18 overs, Comets are 128 for 7. Junaid Nadir brought back. His first 3 overs went for just 6. Starts off with a dot ball here. The penultimate over he's bowling. 128. Junaid now as he runs in. Oh, and another swing and a miss. Shoaib backing away, trying to hit it through the offside. Not connecting on it though, and the excellent bowling from Junaid continuing. Just 6 runs he's given in 20 deliveries in a T20 game. And a finals at that. This Comets team, they've been undefeated in this tournament. Yet, really struggling against Junaid's bowling. And that one's it on the pads, uphill, and the finger's gone up. So Shoaib side, he'll have to go. And Junaid Nadir gets his first wicket of the evening. Very well deserved for him. Picks it up in his final over. As Shoaib side will have to walk back. So another big wicket falling for the Comet side. And they fall into deeper trouble. 128 for 8. With 1.5 overs remaining now as Abdul Basit walks in. Abdul Basit, of course, yet to face a delivery. Dilawar Khan at the other end. He's faced just the one yet to get off the mark. 2 new batsmen with 9 deliveries remaining. 8 down. 128 on the board. Not the position Comets would want to be in at this stage. Comets, this entire year, they've been undefeated. Throughout all the tournaments they've played. In all the games they've played, Comets, they've been undefeated. And now, today, VA Warriors well on top here in this first innings. As this one's driven, fast covers, long off will come around, but comfortably coming back for a couple of runs are the 2 batsmen. Now just 2 more deliveries remain here in the penultimate over. That goal of 160 really not looking possible. Reevaluate that. 8 balls, 20 runs will get him to 150, and I think Comets will settle for that at this stage. And more than settle for that. It's another dot ball there. Did see in this innings that bounce was troubling these Comets batsmen. Despite the fact that this is their home ground, they've played so many games on this pitch. Bounce was troubling them, a bit of swing as well. Oh, and that one, an excellent delivery. Straight on the stumps. Coming back for another couple of runs are the 2 batsmen. Abdul Basit moving his score up to 4 now. And that'll be the end of Junaid Nadir's spell. 4 overs. He's picked up a wicket and just concedes the 10 runs. An excellent spell comes to an end for him. And after 19, Comets are 132 for 8. Juicy now continuing his first 3-2 for 17, and now bowling to Faisal Khan, who's just going to guide that towards point as they pick up a single to the two batsmen. Get Abdul Basit on to strike with a couple of good shots to the covers in the last over, which got him a few runs. Now 5 more deliveries remain in this first innings. Oh, and a swing and a miss there, looking to cut that away. Not connecting on it though. With that, just 4 more deliveries left, 133 for 8. Oh, this time steps down the track, through point. There is a man out in the deep covers. Comes around to restrict it to a couple of runs. 135 they're on to now. 3 balls left. Can they get to 140? That'll be the goal for the Comets. Oh, and there we go, the stumping. Juicy picking up his 3rd wicket. Advancing down the track, Abdul Basit trying to go for his shots, but he'll eventually have to end up going back to the pavilion. The simplest of stumpings for Chris Van Dul behind the stumps, and with that, the end of a short innings from Abdul Basit. 9th wicket falling now, so just 1 more wicket left for the Comets with 2 deliveries remaining, and it's Anik Akram who is walking out to the middle. The 11th man for this Comets team joins Faisal Khan out there, and he'll be on strike for these final 2 deliveries. 135 for 9. Can he get his team to 140? That'll be the goal for him. This time a wide, a good take behind the stumps by Van Dul. That's the score up to 136. 4 runs from that 140 mark. On an outside edge, past 3rd man. Now with the just look for the single. So 137, 1 ball left, and it's going to be Faisal Khan to face that delivery. VA Warriors, they've rolled so well today. Here we go, final ball of the first innings coming up. Or not, as that one's down the leg side. So we'll have to re-bowl that. 138 with 1 delivery now remaining in this first innings. Steps down the track and pick up another stumping. Does Chris Van Dul, and with that, Comets, they've been bowled out for 138 in their 20 overs. 4 for 23, Juicy finishes off with in his 4 overs. Comets bowled out for 138, which means VA Warriors will need 139 to be crowned the champions of the DCL FAIRFAX T20 Cup to 2022. And just having a look at the scorecard here for the Comets, Rosi Islam started well, 21 off 15. Faisal Khan anchoring the innings with a 50 from 43 deliveries. Wahab side down the order, run a ball 19, Hassan made 10, ending on 138. And with the ball, Omar 3 for 16 in his 4 overs. Junaid Nadir, Arsh Arora and Gurveer Singh all picking up 1 wicket each. And Juicy there, 4 for 23 in his 4 overs, picking up a couple of wickets there in that final over. And so 138 is what the Comets have gotten to. That's the score they'll have to defend. 139 is what VA Warriors will need. And join us for the second. Right, so I'm here with Tariq. Tariq, what are your thoughts on the game till now? Comets bowled out for 138. How are you thinking of that total?
I mean, it's a very windy condition. Be a very defendable total. We have pretty good bowling lineup, and like I said, it's a very windy condition, so the ball might just stick to the pitch.
And what do you think is going to be the one key thing here in the second innings if you guys are to defend this 138?
We just got to field very well, take all the catches. That would be.
That's put down at the edge of the circle there as we welcome you all back to the second innings of this game between the Virginia Warriors and the finals. Not just any game, but the finals here. The Virginia Warriors taking on the Comets, and that could be a very costly missed opportunity. The captain himself, Faisal Khan, at the edge of the circle. And he's put down Christopher Van Tool with the first delivery of this second innings to the boundary. Getting him out early would have been such a big moment in this game, especially when you're defending 138. Relatively low total. This one's flicked away. It's that backward square leg region with that Juicy getting off the mark. And this time that's just away straight backward point. And someone backing up. Slip in place now for Juicy as the Lal Zia comes right arm over the wicket, angling it across, and that's been it. Over the blind. Doesn't reach the boundary, but comfortably coming back for a couple of runs. Overthrows, chance. No, that's really well run. Picking up another run for that, and with that 3, the end of the over, and after 1, VA Warriors race off to 10 for no loss. Wahab side is introduced into the attack. So time for some spin now. Opening the attack here. So Wahab side. He's got slip in place. A second slip really, a bit back as well. Which is an interesting move really, more of a gully now. Hassan Rashad, the man there. Who's moving back, more of a third man now. Oh, and this time that's cut away. Straight to point, and they'll come through for a single. Scampering across. And I'll just settle for that, not getting anything for the overthrow. But the running between the wickets, it's just been 1.2 overs, but we can still see the running between the wickets has been brilliant. Van Tol and Juicy. The third man there, a good stop, but they'll still come through for the single. Runs on absolutely everything. You get it off the bat, and you'll see both these bats would have switched, tap the ball, and run straight through. Comets on the other end, they're gonna need wickets here, and dot balls is what builds pressure. It can wickets, which I've seen on so many occasions. Oh, that's really well fielded at point, making sure that these two batsmen can't get across. So we really want to build pressure through those dot balls, but every time they get those singles, twos, that pressure really eases up. There's just one deliveries remaining in this Wahab side over. It's gone for just the 2 runs. He's bowled extremely well against these 2 hard-hitting batsmen in the power play. It'll be a dot to finish as Juicy can't get there on the cut. And with that, at the end of 2 overs, VA Warriors 12 for no loss. The Lalzia now continuing his first a bit expensive, went for 10. Now to Chris Van Tol. He created an opportunity against in his last over, the first of the innings. As Van Tol just gets through for the single on that, the right-left combination. Bowlers have to change their lines. Fielders, as we can see now, have to keep switching. Deep third man and a deep point against Juicy, with the Lalzia coming right arm over, angling it across from him. An interesting field. He'll want to keep it outside off, maybe a bit back of a length. That's going to be my prediction. Oh, he goes short. That's gone up in the air. Fielder coming around. Oh no, falls in no man's land. A good attempt there, and we could see that short ball from the Lalzia. Just going on the pads, Juicy advancing down the track as well. Premeditated that and trying to hit that over the leg side where he knew there was no one out in the deep. And now there is a man out in the deep. Deep backward point has been brought in. Mid wicket is sent back to deep mid wicket. But I think the plan will remain the same from the Lalzia. Back of a length deliveries. He goes for that once again. A swing and a miss there for Juicy. And this time short, and just helps it on its way to the boundary for 4. So Juicy now picks up a boundary, his first of the innings. And that one a bit short down the leg side, just gets a bit of that on it. And with no one there at fine leg, that one was gonna be a boundary all day long. There is Anis there at the edge of the ring, now moves more towards a fine leg, though he is quite square for a fine leg. So that one going well to his left, more of a back square leg type position, so didn't have any chance of getting to that delivery. Just getting his line right to Alzia. Oh, this one. Was there an outside edge? I think it was. It's hands on heads for the bowler. As Juicy advanced down. That one going full. Don't think he was expecting that was Juicy. Me just have gotten an outside edge that towards the keeper. A fielding side certainly believes it was. Oh, and that's short once again. Helps it on its way and once again picks up another boundary. So 4.4 now to finish off this third over. It's been an expensive one. It's gone for 11. And after 3, VA Warriors 23 for no loss. Wahab side there continuing his first win for just 2. Going into Van Tool now, who just cuts that away. Oh, running away. Don't think it'll reach the boundary as the chase is on. Bit of a fumble, and they've picked up 3 for that. That's very well run. Both these batsmen have played so much cricket with each other, opened the batting in so many innings for so many teams in so many different games and tournaments, and they have an excellent understanding as far as running between the wickets is concerned, and we see that now. They know exactly when they can get the single, when they can turn that into a 2, and when, as on this occasion, they can get a 3. Both, of course, know a power hitting game. With those 4s and 6s, this one though, just hit out towards deep mid wicket and picking up another couple of runs for that. I think the keeper, Rosi Islam, may just have hurt himself a bit. Seems to be fine though. Stretching a bit, may have hit him. Arm maybe off an awkward bounce. It was low, that would bounce just in front of the stumps. It's a bit of an awkward bounce, and that doesn't go straight into your gloves. That one's cut away over the infield, and running away, won't reach the boundary, but they'll come back for another couple of runs. 7 runs they got off the first 3 deliveries of this over, and it's all been through 2s and 3s. And they're keeping up with that required rate, which is at 6.6 right now, as that one's been driven away straight through the long off region there. Extra cover Australian and picks up a boundary for that, does Juicy. Been expensive one. Wahab side, his first one was excellent, went for just the 2. This one has gone for 11 already off the first 4 deliveries. Oh, how the tables turn. Cricket, it's a funny game. Wahab side, the one moment he's keeping both these batsmen silent, the other moment it's the other way around. That one going straight to the fielder, and with that, the end of 4 overs, VA Warriors 34 for no loss. Abdul Basit now brought into the attack. The first bowling change, replaced the delivery off to Grant Handel. Having a look at that cordon there from the keeper. They've got a third man at backward point, a point, and a man at deep point. So as far as deliveries, that fourth, fifth stump line, with back of a good left, they've got quite the protection. And now third man's being moved to the boundary. Deep third man you've got now. Deep third point, the two men outside the ring. Oh, and that's gone up in the air. Just rolls over the covers though. You can see he was going a bit short there. Vandal, knowing that, having a look at his field, and just tried to slash a great, swat it to say down the ground. Doesn't get the connection he would have liked though. A bit early on that. That one's gone up in the air over backward point, and that'll run away to the boundary for four. So the jumping man there at backward point, Rahman, I think that is just over his fingers, and Christopher Van happily pick up a boundary for that. Start here, third loss, midway through the fifth over. The side undefeated in the tournament till now, and we are in the finals. Who will be the champions? We'll have to see. Is this one? Is it down the ground, long off? It'll come through for a single. It's getting a bit cold out here now. It's into the evening. We're into October now, of course. As the temperatures drop, it gets a bit colder, a bit harder to catch the ball in the field. As Abdul Basit comes into Juicy. Oh, that's hit him. There's a chance at the non-strikers end. No. Looking for that Juicy. Doesn't get the connection on it though. Bit of an appeal. I think it was inside edge, too noisy on that. Oh, and that's gone up in the air. There's a man there, but it doesn't matter. Sails well over his head. What a shot that is off the batter, Juicy. Saw it in his arc, and that was definitely out of the park. Well over the fielder there. Didn't have a chance at that one. And what a way to end off the fifth. 11 coming from it, and after 5, VA Warriors have raced off to 45 for no loss. Final over of the power play coming up. Will be the to bowl it. 45 for no loss in 5 overs. VA Warriors well on top here, requiring another 94 for 15 overs, all 10 wickets in hand. The field restrictions remain for one more over. That as the Laura comes in. Batsman Chris Mandul just pulling out there last second, adjusting the straps on his pad. This time just pulling out the bowler on this occasion. The keeper Rosi Islam doing a few jumping jacks. It is getting cold out there. Oh, that's a really good Yorker down the ground. Chance! Oh no, that's really well. Sliced him in half there. Seems to have blown the bails off. That's it through the covers. Glow. And that one getting to the boundary. And that's sure it's selecting that quite clearly. Forget two teams exactly. I think play coming up. The Laura Khan run. Try juicy. We got end of 6. Warriors are another 8. Bowler. I think he's not because you bring speed bowling. Double wicket. Very experienced. A slip as he changes to the field. Have a look at the ball. And he's now coming in. First through towards third man. And they'll come through a single, bringing Van to lost. Having a look at this field. Far inside the ring. Deep long off, long on. Deep. Oh, now for the right-handed Vantil, you've got a deep point, deep covers, long off, long on, and a deep mid wicket. And the slip's been taken off. And now we can see deep covers coming in. An interesting field we've got here. On the leg side, you've got a fine leg and a mid wicket who is a few steps inside from the fine leg's been moved to third man. So all you've got on the leg side inside the ring is a mid wicket. We've still got 3 field men out on the leg side. Interesting field. Been cut away. Very well fielded at point and denied to have a single. There was left free on matters like that pressure on these batsmen. So once again, some really good running. Pulled away. We'll just get the signal for that. I think there was communication. There was no one there. Could have easily picked up the second, especially with the way they were running today. They'll just settle for the single. Now left in the 7th. And he continues bowling well. His over's gone for just 4 with 1 delivery remaining. The Juicy have got deep covers, long wicket and cow corner. And this time they get there quickly, get the throw in. Just a bit of a fumble, won't cost them any runs though, it's just a single is taken. And with that, the end of 7, VA Warriors 58 for no loss. Khan now got a top edge from Juicy first up. Just over towards the deep third. Van to strike, but going short there, the Dilawar Khan on that occasion. long on, long this deep point and a deep third man outside the ring. This one's a leg. Chance of a run out. Maybe a better throw straight into the hands of the keeper, and there could have been a chance, but Van quick. The throw that high, he could by Asad Rashad, though he is quick to get to that ball and get the throw in. Speed does mean that at times accuracy does have to suffer. An interesting field they've got there. 6-3. Field with 4 men on the offside. And the 2 inside the ring are a deep backward point, or a back and a cover point. So a huge gap between a deep and a long off, which I think Van Tolly will be eyeing that gap. One pass fine leg as well. And there he gets the fine leg gap and picks up a boundary for no one. That fine leg. Van Tolly saw that, taking advantage of that. That one going just a bit on the pads. He'll pick up a boundary for it. So he just flicks that one away and moves his score up to 33 now. 65 for no loss midway through the 8th over. Oh, and that's gone up in the air. There's a man out in the deep, and the catch is taken. The first balls, and it's Christopher Van Tolu who'll have to go for a really well made 33 from 23 deliveries. VA Warriors lose their first wicket in the 8th over with 65 on the board. Comets, can they fight back from here? This start, the first innings, belonged to the VA Warriors. The first 7 overs of this innings belong to the VA Warriors, but now Comets, they've picked up a wicket. Can they fight back? We've seen historically for the Comets the first half, the second half always gone better for them with the ball than the first half. And could today be another one of those examples? We'll have to wait and see. But for now, it's the hard-hitting Christopher Van Tolu who has to go. .74 needed from 12.2 overs, exactly a runner ball. 74 runs, 74 balls, 9 wickets in hand. Surely you'd want to back this VA Warriors side, but you just never know with the Comets. They will fight till the last ball. They will try and bring this game close. As it's Arsh Arora who joins Juicy out in the middle. Will be the man on strike to face his first delivery. A couple of changes being made in the field now to the new batsman. Arsh Arora has some minor league experience under his belt. This past year represented the DC Hawks. Played a couple of good innings. Now as Faisal Khan runs in. And that's just cut away straight to Anis there at backward point. It'll just be a dot to start off. Final ball of the 8th coming up now. Oh, and that's really well fielded by Anis once again at backward point, jumping to prevent that single. And with that, the end of 8 overs, VA Warriors are 65 for 1. it'll be Anis to continue. His first went for 5. That one's guided away towards third man. They'll pick up a single for that quite comfortably. Gets Arshar on to strike now. So that wicket will mean that runs will slow down for a while. Boundaries will dry up. We've seen that many times when a wicket falls, especially that of a hard-hitting batsman like Chris Van Dole. And just over a run a ball, VA Warriors, they'll feel comfortable right now, just nudging the ball around, getting those singles and twos. As that one's been oaked away into the leg side. There is a man out there at deep mid-wicket, but picking up a couple of runs for that. And that's really well run in the end. Quick to make it for the second there on striker's end with a throw came in. And Aurora with that off the mark. Oh, this time just past the diving field at mid-wicket. That would have been an excellent catch had he taken it. But a very, very tough attempt. An excellent effort, a tough attempt, but in the end, Arshar Aurora is still out there. And he'll pick up a single. So that gets Juicy on to strike, who's faced 24 deliveries, on to 33. Oh, and just guides that very fine. And coming through for that single quite quickly in the end. So 2 deliveries now remain in this 9th over. We're going at just over 8 and over. And they've got to the halfway mark. 70 for 169 more needed now. Halfway mark as far as runs are concerned. Steps down the track and he's hit it down the ground. Long on, comes around. And does very, very well to stop that. Just restricts it to a couple of runs. And that's just cut away towards point. It'll just be a dot to finish off. So the end of 9 overs in VA Warriors. Or 72 for 1, require another 67 to win from 11 overs. 9 Khan now brought back. Juicy will pick up a boundary now. First ball, Lara Khan. He's created him in the attack. Clean shot over long on. Was a man ends up going right next to him. Juicy now on to 38 with that. First ball of the 10th over. And a bit of an extended break because the Comets decide to change their keeper. Now no longer Rosi Islam. Rosi Islam is right there, deep third man. Right to feel that delivery, which was just guided through. Runs in. That's found the gap, running away towards the boundary and just about there. So Arsh Arora now picks up his first boundary of the finals, and that is a very well placed shot. Wasn't one of power, but he placed perfection. Did Arsh Arora. The boundary for it there now. So this over already going 5.5 that required rates fall into, and Comets are in need of wickets now. Wickets is the thing that can get them back into this game, and for that reason I think Shoaib's side has got to be introduced into the attack. He is your wicket taking bowler. Get him in. Ehsan Rashad, we also haven't seen him bowl. And that one's been cut away towards a backward point, a deep backward point. Now another option I think Comets could go to is Anik Akram, who is interestingly the third wicket taker in this tournament, and we haven't seen him bowl. So you've got Anik Akram, Shoaib Saad, Ehsan Rashad, three quality bowlers. All three in the side today. We haven't seen over from one of them. So either they're waiting for the last second half of the innings, but really you've got to put them in before this game gets out of your hands, which it does seem to be going in that direction. This one is through for the single. A bit slower there from Dilawar Khan, changing his pace. Now Arsh Arora on strike for the final ball of the 10th over. Oh, and that is an excellent delivery. Trying to squeeze that away towards deep third man. Doesn't get the connection, and with that, the end of 10. VA Warriors going very strongly. 83 for 1. Require another 56 to win from this final second half of the innings. And it's going to be Anis Rahman continuing here. His first 2 overs went for 12. This one cut away straight to point. So they won't get through for a run. Still no shot side. Hassan or Anik Akram in attack. They've already used 5 bowlers. 3 more options you've got available. Once again, on to show bowling options and the depth that this Comet side has with both bat and with ball as well now. Faisal Khan is he's a captain who's always done his homework. He's someone who knows all the matchups, who to bowl when, and I think, and that one's been cut away. Pass point, running away towards the boundary, as there is a man there, though restricted just to a couple of runs. But definitely Faisal Khan is someone who does his homework, and I think for him it seems that there's an unfavourable matchup when you bowl one of those 3. So maybe just holding them back. Though the last time these 2 sides met, it was in fact Shoaib Syed who took out Juicy. Syed picked up both Juicy and Sean Matthias, who will more likely come in 2 down at number 4 if and when that wicket is to fall. This time steps across, and he just tapped that away on the side, and just scampers across for the single. So interesting, they're holding back Syed. Ehsan, maybe they're saving a couple of overs of his for the death, but wouldn't hurt to bring him in for 1 or 2 overs. Try and get a wicket, because he's definitely a wicket taking bowler. Someone who can really change the game in a couple of overs. And then Anik Akram, he has been the leading wicket taker in this tournament, the leading wicket taker for the Comets in this tournament, so he could be brought in. That one nudged away into the leg side. Will just be a dot ball. He's bowling well, just 3 runs he's gone for in the 4 deliveries. 2 remaining now in his over. As that one's just going to be defended away through the offside, and they'll come through for another quick single. So that's once again a very well run. Now remaining 11th over. Oh, and what a shot that is! That is an excellent shot, Juicy. That is one of the biggest 6s now we've seen in the finals. Down on 1 knee, slog sweeps that over, and it's gone well over the boundary. There was a man there, but never interested in that, because that one sails well over his head. What a shot that is to finish the over off. 93 for 1 after 11. And just another 46 now needed from these remaining 9 overs. And now Wahab's side has been brought into the attack. Left arm around the wicket. Not a bad option here. Cut away towards point chance. Oh, is that gone? Is that gone? Yes, it is. The wicket's gone up. This is a massive moment in the game. Juicy has been run out. Goodness me, the Virginia Warriors. Very much unnecessary for them, that run. But all evening they've been running quickly, turning those dots into singles. Backed himself once again, Juicy. But this time he has to go. Goes for a really well made 49 from 32 deliveries, just one short of that 50 milestone. As he walks back, Comets, they've picked up their second wicket. They may just have, the door may just have opened a little bit for them here. Wahab side though brought into the attack. We go back to that. I think this is a good call from them to bring Wahab side in. And now joining Usher out in the middle is the young Sean Matthias in that red sweatshirt there, because it is getting cold. And that first one is just driven there towards covers. Oh, and this time that's been played towards third man. Looking for that second. Won't get it though. We'll just settle for the single on that. Oh, and a swing and a miss. It's the good bowling continuing here from Wahab's side. Continuing to make it difficult for these batsmen. And that's been played straight to short covers. Chance! Oh, another run out! Is it? No! No! He's fumbled the ball, Wahab Syed. So close to the wicket of Harsh Arora. He was miles out. But Harsh Arora, he will survive there. That was an excellent bit of fielding at short covers. Straight to Wahab side that throw, but he fumbles it. Oh, how costly could that be here? Just another 44 needed from 8 overs. You want to try and get another wicket. Harsh Arora gone here would have been massive for the Comet side, but not to be. Oh, and this time uphill. No, not out, says the umpire. May have been going down leg, and that'll be the end of the 12th over. 95 for 2 VA Warriors, requiring another 44 to win from 8 overs. Now it appears Mohammad Behrouz has been brought into the attack. The 6th bowler now for the Comet side. Also a really good option here. Bowls some good pace. Definitely a wicket taking bowler. And that's just guided through towards deep third man. And just settling for that single there. Sean, I think he was looking for that second run. Not on offer though. He will be on strike now. Facing Barrows. And just leaves that one alone. 5th, 6th stump line. And you can do that when that required rate is now at 5.61. Not really too much pressure. Main thing is wickets, which they've just lost the 2 VA Warriors. And these 2 class batsmen out in the middle. And that one's just been driven towards point. It'll just be a dot ball. Wahab side, I think the man there. Oh, he's got him! Mohammad Barrows strikes! Full on the pads! Sean Matthias trying to get that one straight down the ground. Going for a shot there, but he'll have to go back. 3rd wicket now down, and Sean Matthias having to go early. Comets, they are right back in this game. 43 needed in 44 deliveries. 7 wickets in hand. Surely this is the VA Warriors' game. But with this Comet side, you just never know. Sean Matthias, he'll be disappointed there going back early. Young player, definitely someone who loves his time out in the middle. We saw that disappointment once he got out. And now having to go back here in the finals. But now joining Ashror out in the middle is Omar. And he'll be the man on strike to face these final 2 deliveries in this Mohammad Barrows over. Who's bowled such a good over. Picked up the wicket on Matthias. Just conceded the 1 run. And he's got 2 deliveries left now in this over. Oh, and just leaves that one alone. Does Omar. Good leave there, as that's on a good length. At 5th stump line. You've got a deep 3rd man, deep point, long off, long on, and deep mid wicket. The 5 outside the ring. You've got 2 inside the ring on the leg side, 2 inside the ring on the off side. As Barrows runs in for his final delivery. And that's just driven down the ground. Chance? No. Deciding against that single. The pressure is on. The atmosphere is building here. And this Comet side, you could say, with those couple of wickets, it's really brought the life in this team. 13 overs done now. VA Warriors 96 for 3. Wahab side now continuing this first one in down the ground towards mid-off, and they'll just come through for that single. Oh, and there just a swing and a miss, trying to cut that away was Omar. Not getting the bat on it though. 3rd man is inside the ring. And that one, it's straight back to the bowler. So once again, the good bowling continuing. And Comets, you can see them being much more active in the field, much more robust in the field to say. As that one just worked away down the ground towards a long on. Just a single taken there. And that required rate, it's risen now up to 6.47. Still well under control as that one gets a bit of bat on it. Was going down the leg side, looking for that second run. Now they'll just settle for the one. But got a bit of bat on it, did Aurora. As he looked to just help it on its way. Got it past fine leg, but not enough for it to get to the boundary. One delivery now left in the 14th. Oh, and that's cut away. There is a man out in the deep. And just settling for the single with that Omar. He'll retain strike. The 100 comes up for the VA Warriors. 100 for 3 after 14. Require another 39 in 6 overs with 7 wickets in hand. Mohammad Barrows now continuing his first over, 1 for 1. Steps down the track, that's gone up in the air. Chance! Man underneath it. Oh, put down. Put down, a tumbling effort there. Chance, run out. No, it's all happening here. I think they may have come back for 3 there. Have they? That is really well run if they have. Yes, they have. They picked up 3 for that. That is excellent running between these two. That ball went a long way up in the air. You would feel it should have been taken, but misjudged it under lights. It's always tougher. It is a bit cold out there as well. So your hands are harder. The ball bounces out. And this one staying low. Not able to get on it is Aurora. And you can see Comets, they are creating opportunities. They are held on each one. They are creating those opportunities. As that one's it down the ground, chance. Oh, directed, is he gone? No. Once again, excellent effort there in the field. Got that ball straight into that fielder. But not to be the wicket. As Aurora makes his ground in the end. Oh, and there's the slow ball going away a bit as well from Omar, who tries to cut it away. But it is a bit too early on that, and so connection 35 from 32 deliveries. 7 wickets in hand. VA Warriors are on top, but Comets, you never know with this side. Oh, and that's gone up in the air. Long on's there, but it's gonna beat him. 1 bounce into the ropes for 4. And Omar there picks up his first boundary. Runs were drying up a bit. Boundaries, it certainly dried up. But there's one for you to bring it down to exactly run a ball. 31 needed and 31. An excellent shot down the ground from Omar. Who's now this over a bit expensive for him. 8 with 1 delivery remaining. Not what you want when you're defending a low total here. Oh, and that one's just guided away. A huge call for the edge between the two batsmen. They'll race through for that single. With that, the 50 was with the 30 needed in 30 balls, 7 wickets in hand. Zia back into the attack. His first two a bit expensive in the power play. Went for 21. Yet to pick up a wicket. And that's got up in the air. Over point. And they'll just take the single for that. Interesting, we've still seen no Shoaib Sahid, no Ehsan Rashad, and no Anik Akram. Very interesting tactics here from the Comets. Oh, and that's it down the ground. There's a man in the deep. Oh, but it's gonna beat him. That one bounce into the boundary for 4. And an excellent shot that off the bat of Harsh Arora. Here we see scored into the 16th over, and it's just 25 needed from 28 deliveries. So he's brought it down to less than run a ball here as Harsh Arora with that boundary. Full toss to the man there in the ring. Won't be called a no ball, just a dot. Talal Zia could say he's got away with that. He's got away with that. Short, that's been cut away. Man running away towards the boundary. Oh, and that's some good footwork out in the deep to stop that. But they'll come back for that third run. That is very good running. And now it's down to 22 from 26. A swing and a miss. Outside off. A run 11 he's on. One delivery now remaining in the 16th. It's been an expensive one, 8 from it. These last couple of overs have really brought VA Warriors in to touching distance from victory. As that's driven towards covers. Just a single take in there. End of 16 overs with that. 118. 21 more needed. That's all that separates from being the champions of the DCL FAIRFAX T20 Cup 2022. And now finally we see Anik Akram brought into the attack. With 4 overs remaining, can he pick up a couple of wickets here? The leading wicket taker for the Comets in this tournament. Oh, and that's a top edge. Flies away towards the man. .20 needed from 23 deliveries. VA Warriors, this game well in their control now. Comets, it require quite a lot from them to come back from here. That's flipped away. Running towards the boundary. And it just about gets there in the end. Has it? No, they're still running. We'll wait for the umpire's signal on that. Has he stopped that? Oh, he has. That is excellent stuff. VA Warrior side, they want a boundary for it. They've gotten 3. They want that extra run. But I don't think they'll get it. That is very well stopped out in the deep. Some footwork there. That was Rosi Islam running through from fine leg. So 3 it will be from that. Oh, and an inside edge. Running away towards the boundary. And this one. No, he stopped it just before. He stopped it just before. And so coming back for another couple of runs there. Are they batsmen? And this time just worked away into the leg side towards mid wicket, and that'll just be the single, getting Asharora back on strike. And that one's it down the ground. Will just be the single. Do they want the second? No. Harsh never interested though.
Boy.
14 more needed now. Omar on strike. Oh, and that's it down the ground. Will be the single with that. Omar will retain. The end of 17 overs. VA Warriors 126 for 3. Require another 13 to win from the final 3 overs. Drops down the track. That's gone up in the air. There's a man coming around. Long on the bounce to him though. Dilawar Khan, that man out in the deep. And that single will get Usher on to strike now. Who's on to 29 from 26. And that one just hit straight back to the bowler. Going on a good length. That 4th-5th stump line, that delivery. Trying to hit straight back, trying to swat it down the ground, but doesn't really get the timing on it. Dilawar Khan here bowling out in the 18th. Oh, and that's short. An uppercut there, traveling to the edge of the circle. Where a single is getting Omar back onto strike. Oh, stepping down the track, that one well wide though, and they'll come through for the single as well. That's well run. Good match awareness there by these two. And now with that wide and the single off it as well. They've brought it down to 9 needed from 15 deliveries. We're into single digits now for the VA Warriors. Oh, and that's gone up in the air. There's a man out in the deep. And the catch is taken. Is there a late twist in the tail here? Arshar has to go. Just 9 more runs needed. But is there a final twist in this story? Dilawar Khan, he's struck here. A new batsman will have to come out to join Omar. And it will be Junaid Nadir, who comes out with just 9 more needed from 14 deliveries. Surely this game, VA Warriors, surely they've got it from here. As Omar takes strike, as the 2 batsmen crossed. Oh, and that's a bit of an upper edge. To third man, deep third. He'll come through for a single. That gets Junaid Nadir on strike now. The final ball of the 18th over. Just get past towards backward point, and they'll just take the single for that. With that, Junaid Nadir's off the mark. He'll retain strike, and after 18, VA Warriors 132 for 4 require just 7 more to win from 2 overs. Brought back into the attack. His first one will just be a dot to start off. 1 for 10 off his first 2 overs. Now 7 needed from 11 deliveries. Oh, and this time another really good delivery, trying to just get some bat on it, get it through for the single towards third man, but doesn't connect. Oh, and another swing and a miss here. 3 dots in a row. Junaid Nadir really not able to connect at the moment. He's a new batsman. It's all after the new batsman. Mohammad Barrow is a very experienced bowler who's bowled extremely well tonight. And now it's down to 7 from 9 deliveries. Still VA Warriors game by a mile, but this is cricket. Anything can happen. Well, this time gets bat on it, hits it down the ground. They'll run through quickly for the first. Won't get the second though. 6 from 8. 1 hit away are the VA Warriors. Steps down the track, a full toss. Hit out towards deep covers. They want the second. And they get it quite comfortably in the end as well. Some really good running. Just 4 more runs needed now from 7 deliveries.
We're just giving it. Yeah, let's go.
So the finals of the DCL FAIRFAX T20 Cup 2022 are complete. The VA Warriors are the side to win it. They've defeated. You can hear their cheers. First off, presenting the runners-up trophy, and I have Naresh Bhai here with me to present the runners-up cup. Right over here to the captain Faisal Khan.
Faisal Khan. Hard luck, boys. Well fight. Good final.
Faisal, hard luck in the finals today, but you guys have been undefeated throughout this tournament up until this point. What's the biggest positive you want to take from this?
Well, it was, like I said before the tournament, that you win some, you lose some. We tried hard. It was a very good game, and they just did less mistakes than us, and that's what happened. That's what happened in the game. And I think we were ideally like good 20-30 runs short in these tough conditions. But that's part of the game, and with a couple of drops, they didn't go our way, but it was a good game, and kudos to them. They played a very good game.
Well, very well played today, and hard luck, but thank you.
Winning.
And now for the winning team, can I have Usman here with me to present the winner's trophy to the Virginia Warriors. The
Well played, guys. Okay, others.
Listen up, lads.
Who's our MVP? Choose play.
Keep going.
बस सारे उन्हें आयो यार टीम फोटो आयो जल्दी टीम फोटो
one final award now to the man of the match for the finals. None other than the Virginia Warriors' very own Juicy. Cash prize of $400 on behalf of Virginia Tech Solutions, and also the trophy.
Thank you.
Really well played too.
Well done, young man. Well done.
Thanks.
Forever green. Hey, Juice, forever green.
So the finals of the DCL FAIRFAX T20 Cup 2022 has been won by the Virginia Warriors, a comprehensive 6-wicket win for them, and they have been crowned the champions in this tournament, defeating the Comets here in the finals. Thank you for joining us for this final.